Hello everyone, Saida here. Welcome to your March 2019 Oracle Forecast. Thank you so much for joining me here. And for those of you that have watched the last video that I posted, you know that I made some major changes, and mainly to my Instagram and my Facebook and things like that, but there are some more changes coming, so I just want to let you know. Changes coming to my work and the way I do my work, the way I present my work. So just letting you know, it's a time of big changes, and my guides are pushing me hard. Okay, so I wanted to go over some of the messages that I received for the month of March. I am a little bit foggy though, so I don't know if it's because of astrologically what's happening, or just my own personal changes. Either one of those things. I'm a little bit foggy, so you'll have to excuse me. But the deck that I'm going to be using for this month is the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck by Tony Carmine Salerno. That's one of my favorite decks to use. And I'm going to pull a bonus card from the Angel Dreams Oracle by Doreen Virtue and Melissa Virtue. And one of the reasons why I'm pulling from that deck is because dreams have been so vivid lately, so detailed, so much. There's been a lot to our dreams lately, and I thought that would be a good deck to use as a complement. So, one of the things that I had sensed for the month of March is that it's going to be a month of major clearing. So what I got the feeling of was like I was being shaken up. So it felt very much like emotional, energetic disturbance, okay? So I feel like it's almost like a wake-up call, or perhaps an awakening, okay? So that's what it felt like. And in that awakening, there's a breakdown of old paradigms, things that no longer suit where it is that we want to go, where it is that we see ourselves, okay? It almost feels like the Tower card in Tarot, which is sudden changes, breakdown of a foundation that already had a rocky stability to begin with, right? So I feel like March, I am a little bit late, so I'm sorry about that. I meant to say that too, that I am a little bit late with this, so we're already in the month of March. So what I'm saying about this is that the beginning of March may start off a little bit bumpy. Even now, today, the energy feels a little bit intense. It feels amplified, and it feels a little bit all over the place. So you may be feeling emotional. You know, that's part of the energy for March of this year. But I do feel like it's a good chance for you to get clarity on what it is that is serving your highest good and what is not, okay? So I feel like it's a really good time, like as that stuff gets shaken up, as you feel as though things are chaotic, as you feel as though there's so much that's just happening right now, it really gives you a good chance to really take a look at what's happening and see how much of this do I want to carry with me going forward, because I feel like that's one of the questions that we need to ask ourselves is, how are you going to move forward, and what does that look like for you? Okay, so it's a lot of resorting, reorganizing, sifting through to see what you're going to take with you. And I do see bits of the shadow self coming up for acknowledgement and to reveal certain things, and I feel like this is part of the awakening. You know, I feel like what I want to say to you too is try not to take it too hard, try not to take it too try not to take it so personally when these shadow aspects come up, because I feel like it's not for you to get attached to them and start overanalyzing them. It's for you to see them, to acknowledge them, for you to see that they're there. Because what it almost feels like is that they come up and then they leave just as quickly. So I see things coming up but not having much of a hold or having much weight to them. I feel like it's just for you to observe. It's not for you to get attached to, okay? So that's what I'm getting the sense of. And as I was shuffling the cards, I also got the sense of self-forgiveness. So I feel like some of you may have some feelings of guilt, or maybe what you should have done, or maybe if you had the chance to do it over, you'd do it this way, so maybe you're feeling a little bit guilty. Now, some of this, what they're showing me too, is in the area of love and relationships, is that I feel like I have to sit with this for a second, actually, because I'm not sure. This is actually new, so I usually tap into the energies beforehand and share it with you, but this is kind of new, so. I get the sense that in the area of love and relationships, there may be some challenges or things that if you are with a partner, if you are with somebody, you two might be exploring things a little bit deeper. Maybe in the past you said something that was hurtful or they said something hurtful to you, and I feel that if there's any feelings of guilt or even hostilities between you and the other person, that you're going to be working on sorting through that, maybe talking about it. And what I get the sense of is if there's anything heavy that's there, you're going to be working on clearing it up so you have more lightness in your relationship. Okay? So, yes, and as I was shuffling the cards, I also sensed choose a new path. So I feel, now this card didn't come out in the deck, but there is a card in this Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck that hints towards having more clarity and understanding about the next steps that you're going to take. So I do feel like that's coming up in the month of March also. Okay? So I'm going to start with the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. The first card is the Angel of Families, and this card says the angels surround both you and your family at the moment. And I'm just going to do them one by one. It's a little bit different than how I usually do it. But what I sensed with this card is that in the month of March, you may be working on the family dynamic, okay? I feel like you may be working on your relationships in terms of how you and other members of your family relate to each other, how you talk to each other, how you understand each other. Because what I get with this card is that there may be, it's either you or somebody else, but I feel like it's somebody else in your family that may be a little bit resistant to opening up, or they may have some animosity within them towards you or in like a certain situation, or you might be feeling that way. It could go either way. But I get the sense of this person is shut down, I feel like something happened, they might feel like, you know what, forget it. I don't want to deal with this right now. So it has that kind of energy where they may not be willing to do the deeper work necessary. But what I get the sense of is that Spirit is going to be helping you guys to reach a resolution, and so you all can be on the same page, or where you guys are willing to walk away from a conflict or something that's come up before in the past that you're revisiting now. So I feel almost like when it comes to you personally, if there's anything that has come up, try not to take it too personally, okay? I just get the sense that there's something that you may be feeling extra sensitive, so it may hurt you even more this month. So I just get the sense to honor those feelings and take your time with it and try to see it from a higher perspective and try not to take it too personally. Allow yourself to take it personally, feel those feelings, but then once you feel them, allow yourself to open yourself up to another perspective on how to deal with it. And I just feel like a lot of this, besides, like, let's say, sometimes family, if you're very close with your partner, they can be included as family, your love partner. But if not family in that sense, in the traditional sense, I feel like a lot of this is women, okay? So maybe you and your mother, you and your sister, your aunts, so I feel like I almost feel like there's this sense of conflict, or like we're not seeing eye to eye. Things are not comfortable right now. So that's what it feels like. And I feel like what I get the sense of too is maybe some ancestral healing on the female side, so on your mother's side or whoever. But I feel like there's some healing going on in the family circle when it comes to women, okay? The next card is the Angel of Diet and Nutrition. This is a great card because the first thing that popped out to me when I pulled this was that there's a lot of empowerment here. And I feel like there's a lot of confidence here, so I feel like you may start to feel more confident, you may start to feel more empowered. And I get the sense of you feeling much more in touch with your body, you feeling like you want to respect your body more. Like, I just feel, looking at this card, like there's so much strength, there's so much confidence, there's so much empowerment. And because of that, I feel like you're going to be doing more things that are in the direction of making yourself a priority. I see for some people, let's see, I see for some people that you may be looking at a new diet plan, you may be looking at a new exercise plan. I see more, let's say, yoga. I see for some people more juicing or more smoothies, but I feel like you really are going to start looking into respecting your body more, putting things into your body which are clean, which are natural, and which are more light filled, okay? So I really feel like you're going to be working on getting into shape, but it's more so for the purpose of self-respect, okay? Oh, another thing that I sense too before is that you're going to be focusing on beautifying the outside like the inside. So you may change your clothing, you may want a new hairstyle, you may want to look into like how you do your makeup or whatever it is. However it is that you accentuate your beauty, I feel like you're going to be looking into different ways of doing that, okay? Now, one thing I need to do here is, sorry, I'm charging my phone and I got a weird notice, so just put that aside. Okay, sorry about that. And the next card that came out was the God of Spiritual Healing. Now, when I look at this card, I'm really drawn to the blue. The light blue feels like so much peace and tranquility. And when I look at the hearts feel like they're coming in. So I feel like for some of you, you may be receiving some healing energy from the divine. I feel like there's a healing blessing that may be coming to you, but I feel like this energy is coming in as opposed to you, let's say, sending out the love. You could do that too, but I feel like the energy is more so coming in. And, oh, I'm sorry, it says an aspect of you or a situation in your life is in need of healing. What I get the sense of too is that you may be working on, I feel like when I look at this card that I'm releasing. So sometimes when you're going through a release, you may feel a little bit cool or cold through the body, and that's what I feel when I'm looking at this card, is I feel like there's some sort of release here. What I get the sense of too is that you may need to spend more time resting. So you may need some extra rest. So don't hesitate to take that extra nap. Even if it's 15 minutes, I feel like it'll do a world of a difference. So I feel like what they're showing me now is that you're healing. Okay? So you're healing at this point, and when you're healing, you need to take extra steps to support that healing process. Like I said, taking a nap, allowing yourself to just have time for relaxation, listening to relaxing music, maybe have some chamomile tea or something like that. But I feel like you are healing. And when you're healing, you got to take it easy on yourself. Be gentle. And I feel like a lot of, now what they're showing me here is, looking at this card, that Archangel Shamuel is coming through. And he's typically the angel of finding things, people, helping you to find direction. But I feel like what he's going to be helping to do is bring more light and bring more peace into your energy, bring more of that healing energy and helping you to feel more at peace, okay? I see you receiving a lot of healing from the spirit realm, so that's what's interesting. It may very well be through a physical healer, but I see a lot of healing from the spirit realm, okay? So the last card I pulled is the God of Indulgence. It says, it's all right. Stop beating yourself up. A little indulgence in balance is healthy. So now the first thing that I'm seeing with this card is that some of you may be exploring territory which, I don't know how to describe it, but it almost feels like exploring your sensuality, your sexuality, things that make you feel good, things that are pleasurable. And I feel like with this card, it's saying try not to feel bad about that when you're exploring these things and tuning into these things a bit more. And I feel like with this card, it's very empowering in that sense, to doing things that are sensual, that are pleasurable, that make you feel, I don't know what the word is though, to be honest with you. I also feel a little bit more passion coming through here, so you may have an awakening of your sensuality and your sense of passion, okay? And I also feel like I want to say to women specifically that are watching that it's okay to feel sexy and to look sexy. So I feel like if you want to doll yourself up and look your best, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? So that's what I feel very much from this card, okay? Now, the extra card that I pulled from the Angel Dreams Oracle is the Sun. Illumination, growth, and God energy. So now this is interesting because I feel like the main thing that's sticking out to me is growth, okay? I feel like there's a lot of growth happening right now. And I feel like that brings a sense of... You know what's interesting too is that I feel like the recent solar storm that we had really brought through a very strong ascension energy. I feel like part of that is what this is about. That there's a lot of solar energy that has been hitting our planet, and connecting to that solar energy helps to activate us in ways that can be intense but are important for our growth, our spiritual growth, okay? I also feel like it brings a sense of truth and revelation. I see an expansion of the solar plexus chakra as well, so I feel like that'll help to bring confidence. Oops, almost dropped the card. What I'm seeing too is that through this card, what they're saying too is that you may start to look brighter. So you might be more luminous to other people. You might be more magnetic to other people, okay? Because I feel like you're glowing, or you're getting brighter. So I feel like your own solar light is starting to expand, okay? What I heard too, lastly, is spend a little bit more time in the sun if you can. So if you have the chance to go outside and just allow the sun to hit you, I feel like that would be very healing and beneficial, okay? So I hope you all enjoyed that reading. I'm sorry, my energies are changing a lot, so I feel like even the energy of this reading was a bit different than it usually is, but I hope that you all enjoyed it anyway, and I'll keep you updated on anything that goes on with me and my work, and I hope to see you around soon. Take care.